Welcome to the Massachusetts Executive Office of Energy and Environmental Affairs Grant Management System User's Guide. The GMS Grant Programs section can be used to browse through available grant programs without creating an account or logging in. Look under the Programs section to see all currently available grant programs. Click on the Filter and Sort Programs button to begin using the provided filters to narrow down the list of available grant programs. Use the filters to specify the program abbreviation, program name, agency, or sub-agency you are looking for. Additionally, you can use the Sort By box to arrange the programs by program name, application open date, application close date, or program ID. You can also toggle the sorted list of programs to go from ascending to descending order. If you would like to submit an application for any of the available programs, click on Login to Application Portal on the top left of the current page. Select Login Register, and this will take you to the MyMassGov Virtual Gateway. Select Business if prompted to provide an account type, then click on Create an Account. Click on Continue. Enter your email and click Send Verification Code. Go to your email client and find the verification code. The email will come from login at noreply.mass.gov and the subject will be verify your email address. Enter your verification code and click verify. Enter your first and last name and click continue. Set up your mass.gov password and re-enter it to confirm. Click on create an account. Now you have to set up two-factor authentication and click on Set up MFA. You can do this with your phone number or authenticator app. To make things simple, we will choose phone and click continue. Enter your phone number, choose text me or call me, and click send verification code. You will get a verification code texted to your phone from mymass.gov. Put the code into the enter code text box and click verify. On the next screen, click on Update your user profile to complete, check, and submit your profile. On the Update Profile page, fill out the blank text boxes with a green asterisk with your relevant data. Enter your organization's name as it appears on your W-9 form. Please be aware that you cannot modify your email address since it is linked to your MyMassGov account. Ensure that Grantee is selected from the Request a Group drop-down and click the Update Profile button. You will be taken to a screen showing that your user profile information is being reviewed. The profile information will be used by grant administrators to determine your organization and permissions within the system. You can return to this page and edit information until your user profile has been verified. If the grant administrators are unable to verify your user profile, you'll receive a notification and next steps on how to provide additional information. Important: completing this step is essential for accessing the grant management system. Grantee Portal Overview. Once the information is verified and your profile is approved, you can access the Grantee Portal for your organization. This portal will serve as your locale to view all grant information, including all grant applications submitted by your organization, assigned tasks, and submitted information requests. It can also be used to discover new grant programs. Grant records are organized by their phase in the grant lifecycle, starting from apply and ending at closed. You can apply the various filters under Filter Grants to narrow down your grant application search. Click on Browse and Apply on the left-hand side of the screen to explore available grant programs. This tab displays all available programs that are accepting applications through GMS. You can apply various filters at Filter and Sort Programs to refine your search. Each program card will display key information, including the application open and close date. Note, this section will only show programs that are currently receiving applications and will not display any upcoming or closed programs. How to start a grant application. To initiate a new grant application, click the Apply link to enter the application form for the grant program. You may also click the program name to view additional information and learn more about its application process. The next screen will show the full page program records, starting with the Summary tab that will show the general program information below. Clicking on the Policies and Procedures tab shows the program procedures, application questions, required documentation, and in some cases, the application guide that will be used as an additional resource during the application process. When you are ready to start your grant application, use the Start Grant Application button on the top right corner of the screen to enter the application form. Once in the application form, you will be taken to the Program Information page. Review the program information in the main body of the page and click on the Next button. Click on Next again to get to the Grant Information page. This is the nucleus of the application where you will fill out the grant title, grant description, grant start date, grant end date, total amount requested, and other important fields. Please note, the grant primary contact entered must be a valid system user. This is the individual expected to receive and address all relevant notifications and updates to the grant record. Email notifications will also be sent to this individual. You can continue to edit your grant primary contact after the grant application has been submitted. Once you have the main grant information in place, click on the Next button, which will take you to the documentation page. From here, you can upload any relevant and required documentation. Now I will upload all required documentation for this project. Once all the documentation is in place, click on the Next button one more time to get to the final page for creating the project in the system. Here you can fill out the programmatic details section. If any of the required fields or documents are missing, you will get an error. This will prompt you to finish providing answers or doing needed uploads before you can submit your grant application. Throughout your application process, you can use the Save Draft button on the top right corner of your screen to save your progress and return to your application later. Draft applications can be accessed in your grantee portal in the Apply phase or in the grid of draft applications at the bottom of your page. This is a tip. Review the program information before starting to determine whether you are eligible. Once your application is complete, you can submit your grant application. Confirm that you understand that no more general project information, application form, or required documentation changes can be made after submitting by checking the I understand checkbox. Then click on the Submit button to submit your grant application. Once your grant application has been submitted, it will appear on the grantee portal in the Apply phase. You will be able to open your grant record and verify all information that you have entered. Documents that have been uploaded will be in the Grantee Upload section of the Documentation tab of your grant records. Updating your grant primary contact. Use the Update Grant Primary Contact button on the top right corner of your screen if you need to update the user who should receive and respond to all notifications and updates relating to your grant. When selecting a new user, verify their email address. This is the email address that will receive relevant notifications. If you have questions about your application or the program, you could submit information requests from within the GMS. This will allow you to keep track of your queries and the agency's responses from one place. Navigate to the Info Request tab on your grant record. Use the Create Info Request button on the top right corner of your screen to submit a new information request. Specify an info request type and use the request description box to add in your specific question. Submitting an information request through the GMS will send a notification to the program contact users. You will be able to locate and update your information request as needed. Complete task checklist. When your grant record is created, a task checklist is generated for you to follow throughout the life cycle of your project. View the task checklist in the Task Checklist tab of your grant record. Task checklists will differ for each program and are created by the program managers to determine any documents you need to view or sign in each phase of the grant. The grant primary contact will receive in-application and email notifications relating to the tasks that are coming up and tasks that require approval. Please note that you will only be able to edit tasks in the relevant phase of your project and that in some cases you cannot complete a task until program staff have provided appropriate documentation. In order to check, you can select from the drop-down of actions available in the grid of tasks. All documentation uploaded in the GMS will be accessible in the Documentations tab of the grant record. The last page available from your grantee portal is a help page. This page contains resources on how to use the grants management system as well as how to contact us for further support. Updated user guides can be found in the resource section of this page. Check the first page of the user's guide to learn when it was last updated. Additional support. If you encounter any issues that require additional support, please contact EEA IT Service Desk at 617-626-1111 or send an email to eea.servicedesk@mass.gov.